Alright, man, we're here with L. Smith today.
What up?
Appreciate you coming out, man. Let's set a ZeusWolf.
Thank you, sir.
Big Z, Big Bad Wolf over here.
I had to rep the Yankees for you, too.
Yeah,
Seeing all the videos.
Yeah, fuck the Mets.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, so we're happy to have you on the set today, man. Basically, we want to kind of talk to you about how you got into music, what you've been working on. You put out a lot of projects lately. You got 3 out so far?
Yeah, it's three projects.
Yeah, you got so you have Second Coming, Bread and Butter, and New York Times, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So what kind of got you into music in the first place?
Alright, I just been exposed to music my whole life since I was little. You know, I remember on my probably second, third Christmas, I got drums for Christmas, drum machine, the Yamaha D99, playing around with the pads, watching TV, and I always liked to write poetry, any type of literature. That was my favorite subject in school was English, so I always had a little pen game. And cool. When my grandmother passed away back in 2011, that's when I wanted to take music seriously, because I started realizing that, you know, nothing's promised. Got to make something of yourself. I used to get in a lot of trouble coming up, so.
Sure. So you feel like kind of rap, like, kind of keeps you focused almost? Keeps you kind of, like, channeled?
Music in general.
Music in general.
Yeah,
do you fuck around production also?
Yeah. I'm starting to make some beats. I'm a beat maker. I wouldn't say I'm a producer yet.
Okay.
And under that, I go by L. Smith, but when I rap, it's G5Ls.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's the meaning of G5Ls in that?
G5Ls stand for God Money L's. The
Okay.
G5 is for God Money, because back in the day when me and my mans, we all was in high school, y'all Boogie, Scrap, Brooke, Shane, we all used to just chill, and they be like, yo, who got 5? Who got 5? Because G5 stands for got 5.
Okay.
So then, you know, my man y'all Boogie, he was like, we gonna turn the 5 into MONEY. So that's got money.
Okay, that's sweet.
And I go by L.
Like MONEY, 5 letters in the word.
Yeah, MONEY.
Gotcha.
So then, you know, I always go by L, short for my first name, Lawrence. Then, you know, when I was putting out a few records, like little freestyles back in like 2010 or 2011, you know, the name wasn't really catching like that because it's just a single letter.
Yeah.
You know, nothing.
Wasn't distinct enough.
Yeah, it wasn't distinct and wasn't even marketable. Okay. So, you know, one day I was chilling with my guy Snow, and he was like, you should just make it G5L since that's the name of the crew you in. So I'm like, all right.
That's cool. It's happened like that?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. So G5's kind of the overall crew.
Yeah.
So how many guys you got in the crew, you think?
It's an army.
It's an army?
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that why you like beginning of the video, the G5 Army tag? That's sweet.
Yeah, who put that together? Because that's nice.
Oh, that's my cousin. His name is Orain. He go by Orain Media. He did stuff for 50. He did stuff for Funk Flex. He's based out in Florida right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Orain Media.
Because it looks tight. It looks professional.
Man.
Yeah.
What's he do for Funk Flex and 50?
What happened?
What do he do for Funk Flex?
He did like animation logos.
Oh, cool.
I don't have too much specific details.
But he worked with them?
Yeah, he worked with them.
So is that how Funk Flex tweeted out your extra video?
Oh, nah.
How'd that come about?
Oh, shit.
He must have been pumped about that. Seen Funk Flex retweeted your video.
Especially being from New York.
Yeah.
That has to be tight.
Oh, nah. Like, I remember it was like a late April night. And I was just chilling in the crib.
Paint the setting.
Yeah, I was just chilling in the crib, and the shit just happened to be on the indie spotlight because the video started picking up traction, I say around like February, March, early April. It started like getting on all these little blogs and little outlets, and that just snowballed into that opportunity. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, I screenshot the shit. I'm like, oh shit. Retweet the shit. Like, just started like sending this shit out, promoting the article. Shit got like 700 likes on the book.
That's awesome.
22 comments, good looking.
Yeah.
So we was just working at it, and that was no professional promotion, nothing like that. No, I don't have no PR services, none of that type of stuff. Like, we just did it organic.
The music just spoke for itself.
Yeah, it's organic. Yeah.
No, I saw one of the videos up on your YouTube page. Is like you did some show, and it was like 3 days. I think I like compared the dates, like from when he tweeted it out, and at least when the video got posted, and it looked like it was only maybe like a couple days after he tweeted it out, and I could tell in the video how hype you were about it.
Yeah, man. Like, I was just, I was running a little campaign. Just getting it on, yeah.
That's really cool. So I kind of like feel like in your music you have a very strict kind of 90s sound to you. Like feel like I feel like in today's music, I feel like people are less focused on like necessarily bars and lyrics and more focused on like music in general. But you definitely have like that mentality of like spitting hard bars and lyrics. I think are pretty important to you, right?
Yeah, because you know the way I look at it, song structures, it has to be strong, and I want music that matters and that will stand the test of time. And I know like whatever's going on today with what's popular, you know, that's cool or whatever. But when it comes to me, and I'm gonna put a record out or even start writing a record, like it gotta have some type of concept, substance. And I'm just real strict about that.
For sure.
When it goes to when you said like the '90s sound, I wouldn't really say that because a lot of people say that. It's just that I was influenced by like the '80s and the '90s and a little bit of the early 2000s also.
Okay.
And maybe it's because like I'm from New York on top of that. So
yeah, it's definitely it's that Eastern flavor. I mean, we're also big '90s fans as well, so that was a compliment more than anything. But yeah, it's got that '90s rap sound to it. It's pretty reminiscent for me of like, you know, solid Queens rap, which is where you're from. So it definitely makes sense why you harbor that sound, which is I think a great thing personally. It's, you know.
Speaking of, like you mentioned, you tied in being from New York with like that comment on the '90s sound. Do you think there's like an added pressure because you're from New York to have that kind of traditional sound, or like at least like be super lyrical, maybe more than being from any other city?
Not even, because my man's Manolo Rose is proving that right now. He don't even stick to the traditional shit. He do his own thing, and he sent out like a little message last week to New York rappers like, stop trying to bring the feel back to the city. Like, just make a new one or something. Yeah, you know, make some new shit up.
Make your own era.
So I don't have no pressure. I'm just doing me.
Do you feel like other big artists coming out of New York right now are doing that? Like dudes like Bronson, ASAP, even like French Montana. He not sound like he's New York.
French Montana is straight up from the Bronx. Like, his sound is straight up. If you from New York and you know a cat from the Bronx, French Montana is definitely the reflection of the Bronx. You know, it's just that whole little aura he has, just straight up BX, uptown, a little bit of Harlem, but it's mostly Bronx.
Yeah, it's like in his DNA.
Yeah, then you got ASAP Rocky, and, you know, people try to compare him to, like, the Houston cats, but you gotta realize, okay, he from the Bronx, too. He jack in Harlem, but he chill in Manhattan.
Yeah, run around Soho, Tribeca.
Soho, so you know them cats down there do everything different. So he came to the table with something totally different, and it's straight up New York.
Yeah.
Then you said Bronson from Queens. You know, he most definitely got that nice boom bap sound.
100%.
But I don't think like he's trying to keep it traditional. He doing his own thing, because you see, homie, he cooking, like he's mixing it all up. He's not
his own guy.
He's not just rap. Like, he's just doing everything. You know, Blue Trips, the shit with Harry Fraud.
Oh, yeah.
He do a lot of shit.
Yeah, his shit Harry Fraud's really good. I think it's cool you said that, because all these, you know, 90s guys, these New York guys are coming out right now. Why they might not exactly sound like the 90s, always gonna harbor that specific New York flavor in some way or another. And that kind of just, like, ties in, you know, how important that New York sound is, and kind of like, even if you're not trying to necessarily replicate someone else, it's just in, you know, it's in us. It's in everyone who grew up in New York. You know, it's part of our culture. It's part of where we want to go with music. So I think it's cool that you mentioned those artists, and they're all doing their own things, and rightfully so. They are their own people. They still retain this kind of New York flavor to them, which is it's nice to see. You know, it's nice to have that kind of distinction, because I personally think New York music is amongst the best.
Yeah, I think really the only reason why people wouldn't say that is because it doesn't all sound the same. Like, New York music, it doesn't sound like one cohesive sound.
No,
like if
but
you hear a song, like,
you
know drill music is from Chicago.
Yeah.
You know trap is from Atlanta. Like, it has its own distinct sound.
But my fault to cut you off. But
you
have people.
You have dudes that break that for sure.
Up and coming right now from New York, that's trying to be from Chicago or trying to be trappers. You know, more power to you. Whatever recipe works for you, that's cool. But then that's when all of this conversation comes upon, like, New York has no identity.
You know.
So you think it's important to kind of stick to not a specific recipe, but kind of like your own city's kind of sound? So do you think it's bad if like a New York guy tries to adopt a drill type sound?
Not really, because maybe that dude could relate to that lifestyle more than he could relate to, for example, Fab is doing, you know, because maybe this kid is really like going through what Little Herb went through or Little Bibby went through.